What's good, fam? Welcome to the Pulse of Marketing, where we break down fundamental strategies for real people building real businesses. I'm your host, Coach LJ, and this is your favorite spot for Marketing Mondays. And you already know the vibe. You don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. Now, today's episode is a special one. It is called Broke but Bold. Build a business with what you have. And listen, I have been there. Maybe your bank account says no. I get it. But your vision says go. And that's the main thing. That your vision says no, go. And you are aligned with your vision regarding your bank account. Because we can work around the bank account. We can work around that. You know, your bank account is zero right now. There's ways to be creative and work around the bank account saying no. But as long as your vision saying go, we can prepare ourselves so that we can do things resourceful, and be able to achieve the goals that we want to achieve one step at a time. So I would like to ask you a question to get you thinking right off the bat. Are you waiting for the perfect setup, or are you bold enough to start with what is in your hand right now? Because this episode is for the dreamers who hustle with heart, even when the budget is tight. It is for the underdog, building brick by brick, trusting God and betting on themselves. So, all right, let us go into the intro, and I will be right back.
Yeah. Welcome to the Pulse, where the paper gets cracking. Creativity and strategy make it all happen. You ain't gotta sell, just market with flair. Put your plan on the map and leave them in despair. Smooth as jazz notes, the deals get close. Ideas flowing like rivers, watch them explode. Through each campaign, we paint with precision. No need for selling, just spark the vision. Creativity reigns, we master the plan. From concept to launch, we make the stand. Strategies tight, rhythm in check. Welcome to the Pulse, where we break the neck.
In today's episode of the Pulse of Marketing, I am walking you through a bold and realistic blueprint for starting your business, even if you are broke. You will learn how to turn small wins into unstoppable momentum. Use creativity instead of cash, and build with integrity from the ground up. So, if you have ever felt like you do not have enough to start, today is your episode. You are going to lead with a roadmap, some fuel for your faith, and a whole lot of game. But before we go to our first segment, let us go into a break, and I will be right back.
Look, I know you have seen the headlines. New tax bill signed, prices rising, benefits threatened, and the working class left scrambling again. Let me keep it real with you. Congress will keep playing their games, but your bills are real. Your dreams are real. Your family's future is real. And in times like this, there is one thing that changes the game: owning your own income. That is why I created the Total Business Assets Bootcamp, a 6-month hands-on mentorship that helps you turn your idea into a real business, even if money is tight, even if you have never done this before. You will get a clear launch plan, a brand that connects, marketing strategies that actually work, and a supportive community. No gatekeepers, no fluff, just you taking back control. And here's the move. We are allowing a few founding members to get lifetime access for just $297 a year. That is less than your grocery bill, but it can feed your family for years. The politicians can play politics, but you can build. Your next opportunity window starts now. Click the link, join the bootcamp, and let us build your breakthrough together. Do not wait for them to change your life. Take it back. Let us get to work, and I will see you inside the bootcamp. Peace.
All right, we are back, and now it is time to get into it. Let us kick things off with this. Sometimes it is not about a significant breakthrough. It is about building on the small wins. Do you feel me? Because let us be real. We live in a culture that glorifies six-figure months, viral videos, and I made a million in a weekend post. But if you are starting, that can make you feel stuck. Or worse, like you are already behind. But here's the truth. Small wins fuel growth. They give you proof. They build your confidence. And they help you stay in motion when the world says pause. But being bold and building a business with what you have and shutting up the noise is another mentality you have to develop to make it in business. However, it is essential to develop the mentality to put yourself out there when wins are slow and tiny. Let me hit you with this. Have you ever felt discouraged because you were not hitting the big goals fast enough? I have been there. When I first started coaching and consulting, I was not booking out master class or closing $10,000 clients. I was hustling to get my first 3 paying clients in 1 week. And when it happened, I celebrated like I hit the jackpot. And guess what? That little win gave me big energy. It was not just the money, it was the momentum. It proved the concept. It said, Coach LJ, you are on the right track. Keep going. Let's go. Keep going. That's basically what it's saying. Let's go. Keep going. You on track. You're on track. Every little win, every little goal that I hit, it just let me know that you're on the right track. Keep going. Keep going. And that's why I want to let you know. Those little wins that you are receiving, it's just a proof of concept. And it's telling you that you're on the right track. Keep going. That is what we are talking about today. How to turn wins into momentum, even when you are broke, but bold. Let us talk data for a second. According to the Kaufman Foundation, 43% of entrepreneurs cite lack of motivation or support as the reason they abandoned their business in the first 3 years. And here's what is wild. A 2023 Harvard Business Review study found that entrepreneurs who consistently tracked and celebrated small wins were 33% more likely to sustain business growth over a 5-year period. 33% more likely to sustain business growth over a 5-year period when they consistently track and celebrated small wins. That means it means a lot. Celebrating yourself, these small wins, it means a lot. It's important. That means momentum is not just a mindset. It is measurable. Let me challenge you right here. What is a recent win? No matter how small, that reminded you that you are built for this. Drop it in the comments or DM me. I want to celebrate with you. Let us look at Draymond John, founder of Fubu. He did not start in corporate boardrooms. He started on the street corners, selling clothing with handwritten logos. $10 here, $20 there. But those little wins, they validated his vision. They gave him the confidence to pitch bigger, market louder, and build a global brand that is now worth over $6 billion. So do not despise your small beginnings. That is key. Do not despise small beginnings. Honor them, leverage them, build on them. It's so important. And now let us get tactical. How do we turn these wins into momentum without blowing the budget? Here is the game plan. One, define meaningful milestones. Do not wait for a $10,000 month to celebrate. Start with your first $100 in revenue, first paid testimony, first repeat customer, and first DM for somebody saying you helped me. These are momentum markers. And there was a lot of first too. First 100 revenue. Even if you're on YouTube, your first subscriber, celebrate your first subscriber. We have right now, I'm so happy because we are moving in the right direction. Finally, we are trending up. We have over 250 subscribers. So I would like to celebrate to all those who subscribe to the Post of Marketing. I'm happy we moving. I'm helping a lot of people. I'm celebrating every subscriber, every person that watched this episode. I'm happy and I'm celebrating because I'm helping another individual. And so that just let me know and I would like to ask everyone who haven't subscribed yet and you are watching, subscribe to the podcast, like, comment, engage with the episode. Talk to me. I want to hear from you. But it's very important that you start define meaningful milestones. Two, track and share publicly. Create a momentum wall, a physical card, a Trello card, or even a note app log. Document every win, then share it on social. Reels, carousels, shorts. Why? Because visibility breeds accountability and invites celebration. Three, repurpose the win. Turn each milestone into micro content. An example, when creating a reel, you could say how I made my first $100 online. A carousel, you could say 3 lessons I learned from my first paying client. Going live, you could say behind the scenes of my first testimonial. And you are stacking impact while building trust for free. By the way, later in this episode, I am sharing how to network strategically and build brand equity, even when your bank account is low. So stick around. And now that we have laid the foundation by celebrating and stacking small wins, we just covered how small wins can spark growth. But now it is time to stretch that growth not by spending more, but by connecting smarter. And that leads us to this week's underrated gem, how to network strategically, build equity without capital. Let me ask you something. What if the most significant opportunity of your business journey is already in your DMs and you have not just responded yet? Let me take you back for a second. When I was just getting started, I did not have ad money. I did not have a team. But what I did have was hustle and a heart to serve. I started sliding into inboxes, not to pitch, but to provide value. I would hit up podcast hosts like, hey, I love what you are doing. Here is an idea I think to serve your audience. No pitch, just writing. That right there started honest conversations, created real collaboration, and led to real opportunities. And just like that, I was building brand equity without spending a dollar. Here is the trap I see too many entrepreneurs fall into. You think you need to buy attention, when in reality, you can earn it. According to HubSpot's 2024 Marketing Trend Report, 84% of businesses say their best leads in the past 12 months came from referrals, communities, or collaborations, not paid ads. So while paid media might give you a spike, relationships give you roots. Last week I mentioned about Madam C.J. Walker, and I talked about how she got started. And she did not blow up because of a budget. She built a movement. She trained over 40,000 agents to sell her hair care products through word of mouth, community events, and house parties. You hear that? That is not marketing with money. That is marketing with meaning. She used the community to scale. She used strategic networking to turn customers into ambassadors. And she did it without capital, but with purpose. So here is a question for you to drop in the comments or DM me. Who is one person or what is one platform you would love to collaborate with this year? Not for clout, but for alignment. Let us start visualizing the right rooms before we walk into them. And are you ready to get technical? Here is how you build equity without capital. One, offer value first for free. Slide into inboxes with value, not a pitch. Say, here is how I can help you serve better. For example, DM a coach or podcast host with a custom quote slide, clip idea, or audience insight. Offer to run a free audit, give feedback, or feature them in your content. Two, guests on podcasts and panels. No budget needed. Just your voice, your value, and your vibe. According to Spotify 2024 for podcasters, podcast listeners are 63% more likely to trust recommendations from guests than from ads. So leverage your story. Get in those rooms and leave a lasting impression by serving, not selling. Three, show up consistently in digital communities, whether it is Instagram comments, fan based rooms, LinkedIn threads, Facebook groups, or Twitter spaces. Consistently builds familiarity. Familiarity builds trust, and trust builds referrals. And a bonus tip, make it a habit to comment with value. Multiply by 5 times a day in your niche. It costs nothing, but builds massive brand awareness over time. Four, create a collab list. List 10 people whose missions align with yours. Engage with them weekly. Share their content. Give before you ask. That is long-term networking equity. Let us back this up with more numbers. According to Nielsen's 2024 Trust and Advertising Report, 92% of people trust recommendations from individuals over brands. And word of mouth is 5 times more effective than paid media, according to McKinsey and Company 2023. So if you are out there thinking, I need 5,000 to scale, I want to let you know, no, you don't. What you need is 5 strong relationships and a strategy to nurture them. And coming up next, I believe that's me. So do not go anywhere. We are diving into one of the most critical conversations of this episode: how to build a scalable model from step one. Even if you are starting with just a notebook and a dream. Because here's the deal: you cannot keep building forever with just hustle. At some point, you have to create a system that works even when you are not in the room. Let me hit you with this. Have you ever felt like your business is growing, but you are maxed out? Like you are getting wins, but they are tied directly to your effort, your hours, and your hands. I have been there. When I first started coaching, I was doing everything one on one. Every result was connected to me showing up live, energetic, and in person. But I knew if I wanted to make a real impact, I had to go from being the engine to building the machine. That is when I started structuring my offer: repeatable content, template, evergreen modules, and small group cohorts. Suddenly, my growth was not tied to my time. It was tied to my system. That is how you scale from scratch. Let us be real for a second. Most bootstrap founders plateau early. Why is that? Because they never design a scalable model. They keep running on adrenaline. And eventually, that battery dies. For real, it dies. According to a 2023 study to startup Jerome, 74% of early stage founders store their growth within the first 3 years due to a lack of scalable systems and poor monetization structure. Now, do you see a trend here? Most of these numbers is saying 3 years because we understand most businesses fail within the first 3 years. So it's a telling sign. If you don't put the right systems in place, you could be one of those three. But here on the postal marketing or in the total business assets, we prevented that. We prevented that. So that you're able to grow beyond the 3 years, and you won't be in the statistics. Because guess what? They had hustle, they had talent, but they did not have infrastructure. Let us throw it back again to legacy builders like Madam C.J. Walker or John H. Johnson of Ebony and Jet. These pioneers did not just build a product, they built a platform. They created repeatable systems and community power networks that multiplied their impact and kept their business alive even when they were not in the room. Walker did not do all the sales herself. She trained over 40,000 women to carry the mission forward. That is scale. That is the structure. That is legacy thinking. So, the question for you in this: are you building a platform or just selling a product? Come on, think about that. Are you building a platform or just selling a product? Let us talk about it in the comments. What is one part of your business you can turn into a system this week? Template, a group offer, an automated email sequence. Please comment below or DM me. I want to help you work smarter, not harder. Now, let us get technical because building a scalable model does not require a big budget, just a clear system. Here is how you do it. One, modernize what you know. Take your most asked about process or offer and turn it into a template, a mini course, or a digital download. For example, if you teach branding, turn your branding strategy into a 5-step PDF with worksheets. Sell it for $29. Boom, passive income. Two, shift from one to one to many. Once you validate your offer, move from one-to-one coaching to group cohort, live Zoom intensive, private community workshop. This lets you serve more people without adding more hours. According to Thinkific, group coaching increases revenue per hour by up to 4 times compared to solo sessions. Three, make it evergreen. Create evergreen versions of your offers, such as pre-recorded classes, automated email sequences, and lead magnets that nurture while you sleep. Here is a toolkit. Use ConvertKit, Heartbeat, or even a private YouTube playlist to deliver value 24/7. Four, add a recurring revenue stream and think subscription. $15 a month community with exclusive content, monthly Q&A, or drop-ins. 2023 Harvard Business Review report. Businesses with recurring revenue models grow 5 times faster and are more resilient to economic changes. Even 50 people paying $10 a month equals $500 a month equals $6,000 a year on autopilot. And just so you know, next week's episode is all about marketing ain't magic. It is a mind game that you need to learn how to play and win with integrity. So if this helped you, do not miss what is coming next. And here is what we just unpacked. You do not need significant capital. You need a model that multiplies, one that starts simple, then gets smart, then becomes self-sustaining. When you shift your mindset from doing the work to building the system, that is when absolute freedom starts showing up. All right, let us bring it all home with a final thought, fam. Today, we walk through what it looks like to build smarter, not broke. And if you are anything like me when I first started, you are hungry to move forward, but unsure of how to do it without the big dollars, big team, or big time followers. But you show up, you listen, and that tells me you are ready. And here is what we unpack today: how small wins spark considerable momentum, how authentic networking builds brand equity for free, and how scalable systems are the foundation for lasting growth. Because here is the truth: you do not need to know how to sell, but you do need to know how to market. And marketing, especially when you are building from scratch, starts with a mindset of strategy, clarity, creativity, and consistency. So let me leave you with this. Are you waiting on money, or are you waiting on yourself to decide? According to a 2023 U.S. Chamber of Commerce report, 69% of new business owners said clarity in their offer and consistent action made a bigger impact than initial funding. And get this, Harvard Business Review backs it up. Entrepreneurs with a clear mission and accountability community are 45% more likely to sustainable growth beyond year one. So here's the great news. You do not need a bank loan to get started. You need clarity, community, and consistent action. That is how you build equity when your wallet is light, but your vision's heavy. And listen, if today sparks something in you and you are tired of winging it alone, that is precisely why I created the Total Business Assets Bootcamp. It is for bold entrepreneurs like you who are done waiting for perfect conditions and are ready to start building with purpose. Inside the bootcamp, you go deeper into this exact blueprint where you receive momentum mastery, strategic networking, offer development, systems at scale, and how to market with integrity in any economy. This is not fluff. It is faith. It is a strategy. And it is family. If that sounds like what you need, shoot me a DM or hit the link in the description. Let us make sure your next move is your smartest one. If this episode helped you today, subscribe to the Pulse of Marketing wherever you listen. Follow me on social for daily game and encouragement. And leave a quick rating or review. It helps more people like you find this show. And do not forget, next week, Marketing Monday, is all about marketing ain't magic. It is a mind game that you need to learn how to play and win with integrity. We are breaking down how to overcome self-doubt, tap into your messages, and build influence without manipulation. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. And I want to leave with you. Stay bold, stay rooted, and keep building. One strategy at a time. Until next time, stay visible, stay valuable, and stay ready. We are building a marketing toolkit that thrives in any economy. I will catch you next Monday on Marketing Mondays, and you already know what's coming next. Deuces! Peace!
Look, I know you have seen the headlines. New tax bill signed. Prices rising. Benefits threatened. And the working class left scrambling again. Let me keep it real with you. Congress will keep playing their games, but your bills are real. Your dreams are real. Your family's future is real. And in times like this, there is one thing that changes the game: owning your own income. That is why I created the Total Business Assets Bootcamp, a 6-month hands-on mentorship that helps you turn your idea into a real business, even if money is tight, even if you have never done this before. You will get a clear launch plan, a brand that connects, marketing strategies that actually work, and a supportive community. No gatekeepers, no fluff, just you taking back control. And here's the move. We are allowing a few founding members to get lifetime access for just $297 a year. That is less than your grocery bill, but it can feed your family for years. The politicians can play politics, but you can build. Your next opportunity window starts now. Click the link, join the bootcamp, and let us build your breakthrough together. Do not wait for them to change your life. Take it back. Let us get to work, and I will see you inside the bootcamp. Peace.